to the stage. You know, when Richard was asking for patent shots and was asking everyone to give 5 words, we had, let's look for a deal, collaboration. I agree with all. And someone said, let's start with the pilot scheme. Now, it's interesting because the next presentation speaks on starting a local credit insurance operation, but it's a pre-recorded video. However, our speakers are online. So right after we're done watching the video, we'll have the opportunity to ask them questions, albeit virtually, but they would respond regardless because they're on Zoom listening to all of us. So if you'd please indulge us, turn your attention to the multimedia screen for the video.
Hello, everyone. We're truly delighted to be here today. A warm thank you to FCI, Afrexim Bank, and ICISA for the kind invitation. We've been entrusted with a great and noble mission, delivering the final presentation of this two-day conference marathon. By now, your minds are probably bursting with insights, ideas, and just before you sprint to the return to real life, we're here to sprinkle some digital magic on everything you've learned. Let's wrap things up with a tech flavor twist, because what's a conference without at least one last slideshow? Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a digital journey through the world of credit insurance, not a trip into space, but one firmly grounded in reality with pragmatism in our pockets. I'm Fanny Beaumont, Sales Manager of Credit Insurance Solutions at Tinubu for trade credit domain for the Africa and Middle East regions. I'm specialized in business development and client engagement within high-impact SaaS vendors.
And hello, everyone. I'm Benjamin, Sales Manager of Tinubu Credit Solutions for Europe and the US. I started my career as a risk underwriter and a manager of risk teams. And over the last 8 years, I focused on helping Tinubu customers adopting our credit insurance solutions, first in Asia, and now in Europe and the US.
And in a few words, Tinubu is a software company specialized in the insurance specialty lines with a 25-year focus on credit insurance. And we partner with insurance companies as well as banks and ECAs to, number one, launch credit insurance activities, number two, grow their premium, and number three, improve operational efficiency. Africa's SMEs are on the move, and the urgency to support them has never been greater. A staggering 86% of all intra-African trade occurs on open account terms. That means it's mostly uninsured, leaving SMEs highly exposed to risk. The SME finances gap is huge, and trade credit insurance penetration is so weak. This highlights vast untapped opportunity to protect trade and enable lending across the continent. But the move is a priority. Insurers are attracted by credit insurance for additional revenue by diversifying income streams with a very low community ratio and highly profitable product. Banks need to lend more, but they also seek protection, and that's why they are turning to insurers. DFIs, regulators must facilitate SMEs access to financing and help drive national economic growth.
So we explain why insurance, credit insurance is very important, but how to do it? How to do credit insurance? Behind most of credit insurance operations, there are three main capabilities: commercial underwriting, risk underwriting, and claim and recovery. For all these capabilities, the Tinubu platform helps you end-to-end. First, let's dive into the commercial underwriting. when a prospect comes for credit insurance, the commercial underwriter will assess the risk on this company and the risk on its buyer's portfolio in order to define the right pricing of the policy and the right policy terms and conditions. This is possible with a good platform that enables you to have a flexible product management, to create, to modify credit insurance products, any kind of credit insurance products, all turnover, single risk, top up, political risk. You need to have this, this capability. What is very important as well is to be able to quote quickly a policy. So the time from the submission up to the policy issuance should be very quick, and this is possible with efficient commercial underwriting workflows. Pricing tool is also an important piece of a system, and last but not least, it's important to have a portal for customers and brokers to communicate with the insurer seamlessly. Then looking at risk underwriting. Credit insurance is about assessing risks, the risk on the insured, but mostly the risk on the buyer's portfolio. And for that, you need a system that integrates data in real time in order to take informed decisions. And also, it's important that the system embeds buyer assessment and monitoring rules in order to determine the right level of the credit limit that you want to grant. And monitoring is very important because, as you know, the risk is moving. And so you need to be able to assess any change in the risk and modify the exposure if needed. The platform has to provide the right reporting capabilities. It's important to have the risk under control and to give the necessary information to your partners and especially reinsurers. Claim and recovery is an important piece, of course. A good insurer is an insurer that pays claims, but he needs to do it in an efficient way. And the first thing is to have an online portal in order for policyholders to be able to declare any overdue and any claim, and as well send the invoices in the system. Also having a system that enables you to track the status of the claim at any point of time and do automatic checks based on information that are already in the platform, such as the policy terms and conditions, the amount and the date at which the limit has been granted, but also information coming directly from the policyholder. Everything needs to be tracked in the system so that we know at any point of time who is doing what. So with that, you see that the system is existing end-to-end in order to help for credit insurance operations. And we're talking about Tinubu. We are not just here a software provider. We are a real partner for our customers.
Thank you, Madame. So during all the journey with Tinubu, we are focused on your business stakes. We work with you from kickoff to go live and beyond. In a nutshell, we are configuring your setup, connecting systems, training your, and then supporting day-to-day relationship with our expert customer success team. Which is also key, is that we adapt to your maturity and context. We can begin with an on-the-shelf solution, and after a few months, few years, We can enrich the functional deepness and the processes and products covered. It's a structured and proven approach, embedding market best practices for a success launch. We ensure a smooth launch and long-term success. And moreover, if need be, you can outsource your risk underwriting by using our risk services. Our 18 analysts based in Paris, Singapore, and Mumbai bring decades of experience from firms like Euler Hermes, COFAS, handling over 50,000 buyer decisions a year. They support insurers as well as ECAs with in-depth buyer risk assessments, group structures, and ongoing monitoring, all powered by a proprietary scoring model and more than 50 global data sources. And it's all led by Martin, our head of risk, with 19 years at Euler Hermes and 22 billion euros in portfolio experience. Partnering with a company backed by 25 years of experience and reliability. Tinubu has over 25 years in credit insurance, 100% implementation success rate, and serve more than 7,000 users in over 30 countries, with 45 million euros invested in the product.
So we are close to the end of this presentation, but we wanted to end with a kind of checklist of what to do to launch a credit insurance activity. First one would be to define the distribution strategy, which product to launch in which geography, which market, and on which network you can leverage, brokers, banks, or any other network. The second point is that you'll need to have an expert, an industry expert in your company, someone that knows credit insurance and is able to explain it to the employees and to the customers to show how relevant the product is to the market. You need to secure insurance capacity and engage early with the regulator in order to get the license. It would be very important to access to good risk data. It's not always easy in all geographies, but data will be what you need to assess the risk. And last but not least, you need to implement a solid credit insurance platform. And this last point will help you probably on all the other points. This is the end of our presentation. We hope that you liked it. And of course, we are available for any question later on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please let's give them another round of applause. Thank you.